Hey everyone, I'm Adam and I work at the Comac building as an adult reference librarian, and I will be showing you a few books that I enjoy reading that are nonfiction history books. The first book I'm going to recommend is called The History of Scotland, and it's a really interesting book if you are looking to buff up your history of Scotland. If we ever get the chance to travel outside the country, it's a wonderful book to read while you're in Scotland, so you feel so immersed. It covers a wide range of topics like geology, archaeology, and of course, history. And if you have an interest in Outlander, if you've seen the show and read the books, then definitely check out this book. It's not too wordy, it's not verbose. The author writes it with a lot of passion. And on the same note, A History of Ancient Britain, written by the same author, is written in a similar vein, but just covers the island that the Republic of Ireland is on in Northern Ireland, in addition to the rest of the British Isles. And it is written in a very similar format, kind of goes over time periods from prehistoric times to when the Romans eventually occupied it. Sapiens is probably one of my definitely reads, and I'm sure you've all heard about it. It had been on the bestsellers list for about 107 weeks, and it weaves anthropology and sociology and economics. Also throws in some technology near the end, especially with how humans will kind of adapt with machine technology. And it's really a book that you walk out having a lot more questions, and it's definitely an entertaining read. If you want to read his follow-up to this, it's called Homo Deus, and after you read this book, you'll kind of see the connection between the two. The next book is A Flag Worth Dying For. It talks about how flags symbolize and elicit emotions, and it's important, especially since there seems to be a lot of controversy around players kneeling and such. Obviously, I'm not going to go into that. That's not what this is for. But this book kind of builds a background of how important flags are to the various peoples around the world. It doesn't cover every flag, but it will cover flags of widely known regions such as Europe and Asia and the Middle East. And it goes into the flags of the United States and the United Kingdom more specifically. And I definitely would check it out. It kind of illuminates how we all behave towards these flags and these symbols of countries. The Prisoners of Geography, written by the same author, Tim Marshall. I also highly recommend this. All these books are recommended, but some of these books I think are, if you could pick it up, definitely. It is an entertaining read, history book entertaining? Absolutely. That's why you're reviewing this, I hope. And he goes into how geography affects the foreign policy of a lot of countries, and it starts to usually have a lot of aha moments when you're reading it, and why China is doing this, why Russia is doing that, why did Russia invade Ukraine. It's very entertaining and, very surprising too at times. On to the next book. Okay, SPQR by Mary Beard. Now, this is my antiquity, ancient history book. And I found this one to be really interesting, and it kind of dispelled preconceived notions of, especially the founding of Rome. She's a no-nonsense writer, Mary Beard. And really what you're getting is facts and up-to-date research, and it kind of gives you a more focused look at Rome from its earliest beginnings when it was just a small little city to the empire it became, and how the shifting governments and how the people of Rome were affected. It's don't want to go too much into it because I might as well tell you the whole entire book, but that's not what I'm here for. Check it out. It's a fantastic read. The Pursuit of Italy, which when I put this presentation together, I just turned out that this followed the book about Rome. Looks at Italy as it's the parts, and almost how the parts of Italy kind of are greater than the sum of it. And it's really, especially if you do have an interest in Italy, or if you do are Italian or are married to an Italian, wherever your connection is to Italy, it's very interesting, and you see the level of differences that exist from regions within Italy. And you wonder as an American, you think we have a lot of differences? You go over to Italy, northern province and the southern provinces just have two completely different histories. But I would definitely check this book out. It can be at times a little, Mr. Gilmour does tend to kind of go apart from it and starts talking about the architecture, which is great if you have an interest in it. And it's, something nice for you to learn if you don't. But I will just wanted to warn you about that. But a lot of it does touch on how varied the country is. And following that, again, did not intend for this to happen, just worked out that way. This looks more at Italy as a culture. It does mention, the differences in languages, but, kind of as a general population. And, it could be, again, I'm going to use the word illuminating to those who are Italian. But again, you don't have to be Italian. If you just are going to Italy, have been to Italy, and you just want to feel as if you're there, check out this book. Now, how can I get it? There are several options here, and hopefully when you're viewing this, you'll be able to actually get the book and put a hold on it, and I'll be happy to do that for you if you come into Comac. If you're viewing this from a different library, ask one of those fine librarians there. They will absolutely love to help you. That's about it. And what I'm currently reading, or rather what I'm waiting to read, is The British Are Coming. And Rick Atkinson has written the book. At least the first two chapters are written in such a way it's very vivid, and I feel like I'm there. And it's just not the dry history that we all have heard, and where we're hiding away when people are. How can you be into the? It's fantastic. I definitely would check it out.